Hi everyone, welcome back to BoneDry Bonsai. I'm Joel. I've got some Dwarf Wisteria to work on today. Finally gonna take the plunge and do the work. First I want to show you my little succulent section of bonsai. I've got a few Portulacaria Afras, couple cuttings, couple that were in a little forest grouping thing that I did that wasn't working out. Too much soil maybe. When I watered it, I think they may have stayed too wet. And I've got a monster branch that broke off of my mom's jade plant, and it's been sitting and I've been misting it, and I need to get it into a pot and try and get some roots growing. So I hope you stick around for the video. Check it out. So yeah, I've been keeping my succulents over here on the bench. I don't know, they just seem to do fine over here in the shade. I think when I've got them with my other stuff, they kind of tend to get overwatered. But a couple of these, like I said, were cuttings, and they're still they're really ginger in these pots. Really not rooting well yet at all, but growing well on top. I missed these quite a bit with a little mister bottle, but I'm going to give them a proper watering today, because they haven't been watered well at all lately. And then they'll want to dry out completely before I water them again, but this one was in really bad shape. Lots of wilted leaves. All of these leaves were just wilted and shriveled up and looked like they were going to fall off. They've actually juiced up pretty good, and it looks like I'm getting new growth. They're in really aggregate soil. No organics at all. I don't know if you can see it on camera or not, the way it, after a few seconds, it just turns really dark at the top there. Then I know it's totally been soaked. And the succulent cuttings, they take well, I guess, if you let the ends dry out after you cut them. And then the biggest problem is water, too much water. These roots like to rot if they get too much water. So, but with the aggregate soil that I've got here in these pots, and letting them dry out in between, they seem to be doing pretty well. There it goes, darkening up. And these taste pretty good when you eat them, by the way. I guess the elephants love to eat them in Africa. But they've got kind of a citrusy, tangy flavor when you eat the leaves. They're pretty good. I think they'd be good on a salad. And so this jade, here's the branch that broke. I'll show you a screenshot from when my mom sent me the picture by text. It was back in May. We're just at the end of June now. Basically, I took this branch and I just put it on this bench. I was planning on doing something with it when this dried. Obviously it dried and I didn't do anything with it. I've been just misting this with these other plants. Okay, so here we go. Here's a lot of areas here where I've got roots developing. And I don't know, these branches may need to come off when I actually pot it. I've got roots here that are trying to grow. But I noticed today when I was looking at this and messing around with it that I'm seeing some webs here and there. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to spray it. I'm going to spray it off with just water. And then I'm going to recut the trunk again. You enjoy that? It's hot, huh? Yeah, I want to cut this because of the angle. I'm thinking it wants to go into a pot. I don't know. Not like that, but more like that. So I'm trying to get a nice, just a nice clean cut. Yeah, a lot of moisture in this trunk still. Unbelievable for the fact that it's been sitting on this bench for over a month. Because I want it to grow roots like that. So there's my cut. It's nice and clean. I'm not gonna go for more than 3 or 4 days on it this time. And I think I'm gonna put it in a shiny black pot. Right, so this is my Dwarf Wisteria, not looking so dwarfy right now. It is a root over rock. And you know, I can't boast any kind of incredible technique at all. When I did this, basically I had a couple of roots on each side. I kind of spread them, smashed it over that rock, and then built up the soil around it. And I'm not happy with it at all. The roots are as thick as the trunk, and I think that I'm gonna have to do something about that, because I just don't like it. And I've thought of a few things. I mean, this one's really getting pretty thick down here too. I don't know what you can possibly do about that. Somebody's got to know. There's got to be a technique, a correct technique. For me, I think I'm just going to cut them. I'm going to try either cutting them, or I've thought about getting some rock like this, crushing it, getting some smaller pieces and affixing them here to try and help disguise that, so that when this is lifted further out of a pot and more of the rock is exposed and the other roots are exposed, you won't focus on that. But that's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. I don't really know what I want to call the front of this tree yet, but they're compact. Obviously you can see they've got really small leaves, and they're pretty good growers. I've got some dead stubs in here. And so this is my lowest branch right here. I'm going to start with it. That's just kind of the way I like to start with the tree, and I do want to bring it back pretty short. I'm not really looking for a final design on this tree yet, because I think the focus is going to be on the roots over the rock. At least that's where I wanted it to be when I started this. I'm just going to go about it kind of like most of my trees and look for things that will cause structural issues, like areas where I've got 3 and 4 branches coming from the same area. Got some old pruning stubs. Back to here for now so I can just see what's going on. Leaves just growing in all kinds of different directions. Got a stub here. This one I'm going to come back to right there. If I've got these leaves, these petioles growing over into branches that I'm keeping, I'm going to take those off. I'm going to get some air and some light into these. This one growing off the bottom here that is really long, and it's got a bottom growing bud here. I think I want to go to that. Try and continue that. Kind of downward growth. Everything's kind of a twisted up mess. Keep that. For as much foliage as on this tree, it really doesn't use a lot of water. Get in here. I think I'm going to take this coarse one off. I keep these finer, smaller branches. Don't really have a lot happening on this branch. So I'm going to take this here. I saved a small branch here and one growing out the bottom here. This does divide into these two. Oh, I've got good flow here. And I think there. This is just kind of what I've done with this tree over the past couple of years, is just try and make sure that I don't have structural issues, places where there's 2 and 3 branches coming out of the same spot on a primary branch or on the trunk. That's a nice branch. This could branch. And maybe in the spring, I was pretty timid with this tree, and I have been in the spring. It just develops all kinds of buds on the woody sections. And so it's possible that I need to do a better job of pruning it, hard pruning it, in the spring before it buds out. But I think I want to leave a lot of mass on here. I'm going to go ahead and take some of these petioles off that are growing back in towards the tree, now that I can see. Just a really clogged up mess of leaves. So just compact is what I want. So I'm going to bring you in tight here, and you can kind of see what I'm seeing on these roots. I think I'm okay with the top of the tree for now. But you know, obviously the point of a root over rock is to be able to see the roots gripping the rock. I'm just going to tease some of this away. I know I've got plenty of root down in the soil below the surface of this pot. I want to kind of try and take a look at what I need to do up here with some of these. I want to see these roots on this rock. I don't think I've got anything back here. But I'm going to go ahead and lower the level of this soil. wish this... It'd be nice if I had these under this one. But I'm really not sure if I can accomplish that. This is just a stub on here, I think, yeah. I'm wondering if I can get these roots under that. It feels like it's trying to fuse. It might be doable. This feels like a pretty substantial root, maybe? No? If I could get that out, I think I could get it fished under, maybe. Boy, I don't know. I don't know how fragile. Just trying to clear some space here. But can I get that behind that root? I just don't know. Give myself a little bit of space there, maybe. Is it worth it? I know I'm damaging, but I'm there now, so I've got to try it. there's the big one. These are just really, I just, let's see. It's pretty flexible. Maybe if I just try and fold it down in there. I did all that. Now I'm thinking this one might want to come off anyway. But it's got lots coming off of it here. So that probably wouldn't be a wise decision. So I'm gonna just try and arrange these. Maybe I can keep those alive now that they're redirected. I'm happier with that. Today I had planned on hacking on that a little bit, but yeah, you know what? I think I will. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get it a little bit thinner. I don't like it is. So I'm going to take some of it off. The tree's healthy, and I think it'll heal. Really slowly and gently. I don't want to go too far. Some of you might be saying, oh, Joel, you've gone too far. I just want to take some of the fat out of that root. Kind of like that. Okay, how about over here? I like the direction this is going. This is huge, but I'm not sure I can do much with it. That root is live. That I wish was pinned tighter to the rock. Yeah, see, I just think that I'm gonna need to wait until I repot. Maybe by then I'll be able to learn the best way to get these tight to my rock. So I'm just gonna take some of this old soil and just keep them doing what they should be doing. I'm gonna try and smash it in. I know one of you guys that's a lot smarter than me will have a suggestion. Somebody's always got a suggestion, and I appreciate them all. I really do. So just keep them coming. And if you ever think you're going to offend me, you're not. I promise you. So I don't know if I accomplished what I set out to accomplish today. I definitely got the tree more compact, and I think I may have. I don't know if I helped with the root or not. I almost think I need to cut this one too. It's just so fat. But I don't know if it'll help. Will it help? Anyway, if anybody's got any suggestions, like I said, let them rip. Appreciate you guys watching, as always. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button, like the video, and I'll see you next time. Take care.